going to do a little what we're playing. So we're going to start off with Fields of Mistria.
Sorry, not to interrupt. I'm very excited to hear about this.
Yeah.
Because like I've been seeing people talk about it. I keep seeing like screenshots pop up, and I know it's like one of them Stardew Valleys.
Yes.
And I kind of want to play it. I'm not that kind of person, but I kind of want to play it.
Hopefully we can pitch you on this one because
let's talk about Game of the Year, baby.
Oh, dude,
come on.
I've been playing it. Andy's been playing it. Man, what a video game. It came out of nowhere for me. It was a game that Leanza, my partner, has been talking about for forever. She's like, man, fucking Fields of Mistria. First of all, I keep on almost calling it Lies of Mistria because of Lies of P. And it's just the of. I don't know how that's working out. Like, my brain's broken. But Fields of Mistria.
Streets of Mistria. Yeah. Fields of Rage.
She's been talking about this forever. And I'm like, okay, it looks cute. She's into these farm life sim type games. She picked it up. I got a code as well. And I booted it up on a whim. And it's just completely not taking over my life, but it's going to take over my entire weekend. What a polished video game. That is the best way I can say it. And it's only in early access. Andy, why did you jump in on this game? What got you interested? Tell me about that.
Pure curiosity. I've always wanted to start up Stardew, and I just never had the right time or place. But for whatever reason, I saw a couple of people tweeting about this and how much they were digging it. And I was like, you know what? F it. I'm on my Steam Deck right now. I'm looking for another one of them Steam Deck sort of games because I've kind of like winded down my time on Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess. Bought this sucker. And I'm already like close to 10 hours in.
Wow.
It is just hitting all the right spots right now.
Yeah.
For me, like creating your character, you know, I think it's got such a great addictive loop. It's so hard for me to put this down at night.
Yeah. After
a couple of hours, because it's like you go to your little room, you hit that little save button. Let me go to sleep. It'll tell you your progress. Sweet. Man, we kicked ass today. We're building back this little town. We're going to build back the city of Mistria. And you wake up and it's like, what if I just like, you wake up and somebody like comes to your door and they're like, hey man, I wanted to tell you about this thing we're doing. And you're like, oh shit, let me see what this is about. And it just like sort of starts and it's like, God damn it, I need to go to sleep. I can't start this next little endeavor.
It is such a good sign when every single day I am up in this game world till 2 a.m. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, there's so much to do, and there's so much actual story and dialogue that's happening every single day.
My right eye's twitching right now.
Oh.
Same.
Why?
For different reasons.
Because I'm feeling mystery.
Oh, because you're up all night.
I've been awake until like 1-ish in the morning every time.
But I'm saying in the game, like so the game clock, like 2 a.m. is kind of your cap off, right? And I'm just every day I'm like working my ass off and just every night going to bed at 2 a.m. in this game because there is so much there. And like I was blown away by the attention to detail, the story specifically of when you open up like a Saturday market and like, oh, now every single person in this town, like how many people do you say? Like maybe 15, 20 people in this town, they all have unique dialogue every single day. They're talking about the events that are happening. There's this really great moment, which I won't spoil for everybody, but there's a moment on the first Friday of the game where you go to like the inn and they're having a specific party and an event and you talk to everybody and there's schemes, there's like storylines that are happening. It's told in one piece of dialogue per person, but you get to know their vibes. You get to know so much about them so fast, and then just
I look like it's so stupid because the person who never wants to go out to public events, but for that Thursday to hit the Friday, I'm like, there's gonna be the hangout of the internet. Let me see what's going on. It's exciting. You know?
It really is, and like. The actual farming element of it, I'm so happy is, at least I'm super early. You can correct me and tell me how complicated it gets. It starts off dead simple, right? You are just taking the seed, you're putting it in front of your house in this little garden field. You're watering it once a day. That's it. You just move away, and then you just eventually it will be grown. You take it and you sell it, or you can make food with it. The farming element of it is very simple and dead simple to start off with, which excites me because I was so scared about Stardew because I would always hear stories of like, oh, the crop rotation, I got to deal with this. And I'm sure eventually we'll get there. And again, I haven't started Stardew. I don't know how easy it is to start up, but that always scared me. So it has the element of story, it has the element of relationships, and it has the element of it's like Animal Crossing where I just put the thing and I just water it and I come back and next few days. Like it's scratching that itch of Animal Crossing that I've missed since 2020.
I love that I don't have to refill the little water.
Yes.
You just always have water in it. Like that was like one little tiny thing I was going to be worried about. Like, oh, this is going to be annoying to have to. Do I have enough water? It's like, oh, it's just always full. You always like can just water your plants. And you do that in the morning, and then you go just kind of go do your normal loop throughout the day, and you talk to these NPCs, and it's like, oh, who am I going to try to court? Who's going to be my girlfriend?
Yeah,
and
there's
then
so
it's
many
like,
girlfriend options.
and it's like, hey,
so many options.
hey, Fields of Mistria, why are you trying to hold me back and trying to like date one of these MILFs? Like, there's a lot of hot moms out there.
How old are you in the game?
I don't know, but like, you're not like the adults. I'd say are probably around like 50-ish.
Yeah.
And
a lot of them are like retired and stuff.
Yeah. Based on their looks, based on the vibes or whatever. But it's like you're probably like a 20-ish year old. You're in this town. There's a lot of like other hot 20-year-olds to date.
But they don't let you date the.
They don't let you date the adults.
No.
Yeah, it's very because like.
Well, not well, they let you date the adults. They don't let you date like the older.
Yeah, this is me talking. Who's that one comedian? There's
You're
that
not
one.
talking about MILFs, Andy. You're talking about gills at this point.
Well, kind
Borderline.
maybe.
At 50? I don't know.
Maybe,
But also, here's the thing, Andy.
I'm also
My
weird because
favorite
my
thing-
parents had me young.
I'm talking like
grandparents
the-
were like.
My favorite thing about Andy is that he's like so mad about this. The adults in this usually have like significant others, so you're trying to break up marriages in this game.
Yeah, I'm trying to, cause some drama, like, but also like, why do all of them got to be married? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
well,
Come on.
Are you open to something else here? Is what I'm saying,
there's
right?
different types of relationships.
Yeah,
you know what I
I
mean?
was doing that. I was immediately thinking of that Nate Bargatze thing where he was like, "Man, I've gotten so old and I just don't recognize it that I'll be hanging out with like other." He's like, "I'm 42 and I'm hanging out with 30-year-olds at a stand-up club and like." A 45-year-old will walk up and we'd be like, "Hey, get out of here, old man!" Like that's me. Basically, it's like I'm calling these people like adults or whatever. It's like, no, you're a bunch of 20-year-olds.
Can you date men?
Oh yeah, you can date everybody. Yeah,
Are there DILFs?
Let me tell you about one of the first interactions you have.
Uh-huh.
Super hot, muscular dude walks up to you.
Let's fucking go.
And he talks to you, and two of the options are like, one of the options is like, "Hey, great to meet you," and the other one is like, "Oh my god," or something
Your
like
arms,
that.
yeah.
Because you see this dude.
That's not even the guy.
Well, that's Hayden.
Yeah.
Well, Hayden is like the first.
Hayden was the kid, like the annoying kid in my first grade class that like fucking kept eating glue and shit. Like, get Hayden the fuck out of here. I don't think I've ever met an adult Hayden.
Hayden's one of the hot dudes. There's a couple of the hot dudes. One of them, you see him, and they're like, the option's like, "Great to meet you," and the other option is, "Wow, you are ripped."
Yeah.
Because this dude is like a muscular blacksmith guy. And then there's also
muscular black guy.
There's another blacksmith guy who's like. He's a troublemaker. He's kind of like gives you the vibes of like Cloud, where he's an asshole to you. He's like, get out of my shop or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure you could probably bang him, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But he's very, very cold and very off-putting at 1st, and it's still kind of that way until you had these little hangouts at the inn every Friday night. And maybe
he's a
you
little
get a
drunk.
little sauced up, and they're like, "Damn, I didn't know he was this talkative." He's like, "Man, you're not so bad, this and that."
Let's go. I love that.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Can
But
you
so
only
far,
date one person at a time?
I don't know yet because I'm basically
Not that
like
I'm trying to date multiple,
basically
but,
there's a
you
lot
know.
of baddies in the game that like I'm just constantly trying to like always talk to and see where it goes. Now there's this one kind of crazy lady who you could tell like looks at you, she's like, "You're an Aquarius, right?" Like she's one of those ladies. But she's a baddie. But you could tell she'll like
purple-haired
rub
one?
a stone on her chest and shit. You know what I mean?
Which one is this? The purple hair woman?
Yeah.
the
She's
bathhouse owner?
Juniper.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
shit, dude.
absolute
And-
baddie.
I don't even want to spoil it, but like there's different seasons and they have different outfits during the
Oh, see, I'm not
seasons.
even that far.
Yeah.
I'm
They-
still
they
in
have
like the
diff-
springtime.
Oh, no. I'm playing. So the beautiful thing about this, I'm playing this with Leanza in bed, and we're both playing different, like our own games, right? So I'm playing it on. I'm like streaming it from my computer. She's using the Steam Deck. I've given up the Steam Deck. That's how good of a partner I am.
Wow.
So we're playing the game, and it's awesome because like I'm having not issues, but I'm like, oh, how do I do this thing? She's like, oh, go here, X, Y, and Z. So it's like a fun like
That's
bonding
awesome.
experience together, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, once you kind of start progressing, I think it's just got a very good natural loop. And eventually when the mind's open and it's like, oh, let me go. Oh, this is where the kind of battling kind of comes in, where it's nothing crazy. You're swinging a little sword, but you'll go into these dangerous spots and risk your life to get some copper or get some iron or whatever. And that's what helps you upgrade your current crops of tools or whatever, where it's like, oh, now I upgraded, I built a new pickaxe, now I can break these big ass rocks, and the small ones break way faster now.
Yeah.
It's just got such a good loop.
The general story behind it, it's very simple, but it's like, hey, this little town has been great. It's been flourishing. Had a bad earthquake. So then now people are leaving the town. They need a new adventurer. They need somebody to help them out. So then they put it out to everybody. Hey, and who wants a house and some free land? And then you answer the call. So you're kind of helping them rebuild this entire town, which I think is great. It's a great little justification for everything you're doing, and it adds some storytelling to it.
And it opens up in a weird way too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool like story twists that I was like, what the?
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, we're doing this.
Yeah,
And
there's some magic in there. I mean, like, it's not a spoiler. They put it in the thing, but there's some magical elements to it. It's not too pronounced, at least in the beginning, which is nice because I was very scared. I was gonna be like, oh, you're making potions every day, and it's like, no, it's very light, and they'll ease you into it. It's a very I'm so excited. First of all, this is early access. Does not feel like early access at all. Like the level of detail of, hey, when it's a certain time of day, like the lighting changes dynamically and everything's painted orange and it's gorgeous. When this game actually fully comes out on Switch, it's gonna be the biggest hit in the world. It's gonna be so big. Sorry, Barrett, what were you gonna say?
Really quick, does Leanza play Stardew?
No, she does not want to play Stardew because she thinks that game is ugly. And she's like, this game is very pretty, and I want to play this game.
Okay, because I'm interested to hear from someone who has played Stardew, because literally every element, any new thing that you bring up, seasons, a little bit of dungeon crawling stuff, trying to get into relationships with people, like all of this stuff, it just sounds Stardew without any own kind of thing. So I'm just interested to see if there's one unique thing that
I will say the art style is the thing that's selling me. Because not that I think Stardew looks ugly, but
I've never loved the character art of Stardew. I'll say that. I like it. This game is very.
The character art is what is selling me on
this game. Is very anime presenting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. No, it's gorgeous, and as we're talking right now, I'm like, fuck, I want to leave right now.
I'm about to buy Fields of Mystery.
It's really incredible, and if you had even me, I only played Animal Crossing. That was my only life sim type video game that I enjoyed. I'm not interested in any of that stuff. This completely won me over. So I think this is a great recommendation for everybody. And get in on the hype, because again, when it comes out on Switch, it's going to be the biggest thing. You could be like, oh, I played it in early access. You could be one of those people.
Andy, do you know your big three?
Huh?
You know your big three? Like your astrology big three?
No.
I know.
Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, and Tony Parker.
That's a different big three.
Oh, okay.
Is Steph Curry's not in your big three?
No, the big three was always those are the Spurs big threes. They're the one who won all the rings. I see.
Well, you mentioned in the dating conversation, there was a girl that was like, you're an Aquarius or whatever. I wanted to know how deep that went, because I started getting war flashbacks.
It's definitely the character in the game is the type that she will ask you for plants to, mix in a thing that you could breathe in and it'll help restore your, she's very, very naturalistic, but also her the little place that she owns has a bunch of crystals and rocks everywhere.
She's also, it's very witchy.
She has
a cauldron and stuff.
Yeah, I'm buying this game.
Oh, she's a baddie.
Oh, she's such
I need to find her.
Yeah.
But she has rocks. Oh my gosh.
This episode is brought to you by Monster Hunter Now. There's never been a better time to jump in and play Monster Hunter Now. The game allows you to embark on a global quest in the real world to track down and hunt monsters from the Monster Hunter universe with your friends. For a limited time, earn a powerful Mr. Beast sword and shield, the perfect starter weapon for new hunters via the Mr. Beast quest line. Check this out.
Late for work. Then Monster Hunter Now. Boring date. Then Monster Hunters Now. Then now. Then now. Then now. Then
not now.
Then now. Monster Hunter Now. Hunt anywhere.
Download Monster Hunter Now by scanning this QR code or going to kindafunny.com/Monster Hunter Now. Again, go to kindafunny.com/Monster Hunter Now to get Monster Hunter Now.
Andy, you've also been playing a few things. What do you want to start with?
We could start with Witchfire.
Oh.
I played some of Witchfire when it was in a Steam demo. It was like a Steam Next Fest a couple years ago, maybe it was just a demo that was up on the Epic Games Store. And Witchfire, they just announced today that they are hitting Steam Early Access this year, that Early Access will be available this year, but I've been kind of playing through it. I'm about maybe 5 hours in or so. Witchfire is a first-person shooter roguelite. It's a single-player roguelite with very like devilish, medieval, dark fantasy sort of vibes. It's got a really cool loop. It is very difficult if you're trying to push forward to the next sort of zone. You have when you go to this portal that'll then take you to the land that you want to actually teleport to. It'll tell you, hey, this spot is really, really dangerous. This spot gets even more dangerous. This spot kind of low on the threat level or whatever. So it'll kind of like, spell out the world for you there. But gunplay, abilities, the core gameplay I think is so freaking solid. And this is when I played the demo back in the day, I wasn't super into it. There was just something about the rhythm of it that wasn't hitting for me. But I've been playing it quite a bit, and I'm really, really digging it. The weapon types, the abilities, the spells. It's just a very, very solid first-person shooter with just sort of like a neat setting. To have a roguelite in this setting is just something I wasn't really sure was going to work, but it really does. I think the abilities that you find yourself doing, the way that you are progressing and making yourself stronger, I think is just really, really awesome and well done so far, and I can't wait to keep playing.
So tell me about, I saw some classes going on there. What's the different vibes? Or maybe
I still have only unlocked the first class.
Oh, okay,
I think progression is still very slow, and if you are a dummy like me and sometimes risk going out into an area with a bunch of Witchfire, you're essentially collecting Witchfire anytime that you kill an enemy, and you can use that Witchfire to then go back to the hub world, because you also don't even ever have to necessarily complete a run. Sometimes you'll be in an area where a portal will reopen, and you could like peace out early and go, all right, I'm going to go back to the hub world. I've got a lot of Witchfire on me. I don't want to continue and risk it. Let me go back. Let me use this Witchfire to upgrade my permanent upgrades, where it's like I can give myself a larger health bar. I can give myself quicker dash cooldown or whatever the hell. Not cooldown, but I can make my dashes use less of my stamina bar or whatever. There's a lot of like permanent upgrades, but then there's the other side of things where the progression starts to open up more is where I haven't quite gotten to yet. Like we just saw in that video that Barrett was showing with the different classes. With the multitude of different weapons. I'm excited to eventually, hopefully, unlock those. It's just a really good loop, and it's really difficult, too. It can be really punishing.
Superficially, it kind of looks like Doom. Does it feel like Doom? Does it feel like a shooter like that or a Hellslinger?
I think it's got like a... because the music isn't as rockin' as Doom, it doesn't really remind me of that a whole lot. Like, you're not ever fighting demons. It's just like these sort of zombie looking dudes. Yeah. Or there's little creatures, or you'll eventually see like a mini boss that might sort of pop up on the map. But I never once felt like I was fighting devil demons in that way.
What type of music? Give me a little bit. Give me a little bit. Give us a little bit.
Sing for us.
Yeah, sing for us.
Sing.
I mean, dude, all I have in my head right now is a Field of Mystery song.
Oh, okay.
I gotta buy this game.
It's good. It's good.
It's a good song. Witchfire, very, very good. Very tough, very punishing.
Okay.
It's got a really cool mechanic that adds to the gameplay, and it's like really central to the way the game plays and operates, where if you dash while looking at an enemy, a little red orb will pop up near their head, and if you shoot that orb in time, it disappears really, really quick. But if you shoot it in time, boom, it stuns the enemy really quickly. So you have to be really quick and precise with that action. And I love when I have that ability sort of in my pocket, because it really, really comes in the clutch in a lot of moments where there's a bunch of dudes around and you're kind of being overwhelmed. It can get really, really punishing at times, especially some of these dudes are like long-range snipers. Some of them, the game does a very good job of telling you where the threat is coming from, so I appreciate that about it. But I'm digging it a lot because it is so punishing.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm happy that you're doing this preview, because if I just saw that trailer, I would be like, yeah, whatever. It just kind of looks like a whatever shooter, but like everything you're describing to me sounds exciting.
Yeah, a lot of the upgrades that you're getting that sort of help out, like during your run, if you fight a mob of enemies, the final person you kill will then give you a little floating gem will be where their body is. You go up to the gem, and then that lets you upgrade for that run. And you'll have 3 options. Well, you'll have 3 options, but 2 of them are only visible One of them is usually invisible, and that's you can unlock the third option if you have like a certain currency that you've unlocked. It's like a raven's feather or something like that.
Cool.
But the two options you'll see of the three will be like reload faster or reload while you dash.
And that's just for that run.
And it's just for that run, right? And so you'll have about 10 different upgrades for the run. Maybe it's 8. I'm blanking on it. But you can sort of see how you're maxing out and see like, well, I have so much power into my dash right now. My dash is super fast. My dash also reloads. My dash also will use a lot less of my stamina bar. And just sort of like having that power up, you can really kind of cater each run to different sort of upgrades and things like that. I just think it's super fun. Yeah. I'm so happy that I am digging it because the first time around I was not super into it, but sort of seeing what the game wants me to do now, seeing the language of the game, it's far more enjoyable now.
Well, this is exciting, yeah, because after you recommended RoboQuest for me, and I love that game so much, and it sounds like a similar-ish thing, different art styles, of course, but I love the roguelite shooter vibe.
Yeah,
that's
very,
really fun.
very good.
Hell yeah. I'm going to check this out, too.
Yeah.
Every single thing you said sold me.
It's very cool. Very cool setting. It's gorgeous. It's on Unreal Engine 4, but it's like recent Unreal Engine 4 tiles we've seen where they're just stunners because people have just figured out how to get the most out of that version of the engine. It's really, really